Oh, I don't like it. Ah. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Brett. It's my channel, Born 100 Years Too Late. Today we came out here. I've rode this mountain before. It's a real prominent landmark. I was doing a little research on the computer. I didn't realize how important it was for people traveling on some of these old historical trails up and down through here. I brought old Clyde today. I went out let's see, it's been a couple days ago. I took Clyde out. And I went way back up here, back on what they call the Jornada del Muerto, the Journey of Death. We've had so much rain that, I couldn't get to where I typically go. I like to go out, way out in the open where it's flat and easy going. I hadn't rode Clyde but once since I got him. I've packed him quite a bit. He's an all business type mule. He's not a pet by no means. Not like Bonnie's a big old pet. She likes to be rubbed on and everything. Clyde doesn't really care for that, but he's all business, and he rode out pretty good yesterday. Anyway, so I got to looking on the computer and I read some stuff about this, and I'll read you some of the stuff that I found out about this. It's real interesting, and it gave me some ideas of some rides I want to make, some places I want to go, some things I want to do now that I'm feeling better and kind of getting my health back a little bit. San Diego Mountain, New Mexico. San Diego Mountain, also known as Tenuco Mountain, is an American summit 22 miles northwest of Las Cruces, New Mexico in Doña Ana County. Its summit is at an elevation of 4,951 feet. As you can see on the way out here, driving out here, we're really not that far from Mexico. So you got to go through a border patrol station where they check you to make sure that you're an American citizen. Okay, history. The San Diego Mountain on the east bank of the Rio Grande marked the location of the Pájara de San Diego, one of the Spanish campsites along the El Camino Real de Tierra Adentro in the Jornada del Muerto. The Jornada del Muerto is back that way. The Pajare, P-A-R-A-J-E, was located just north of the mountain and was the last place to obtain water from the Rio Grande, half a league to the west, until the road reached the river again at Pajare de Fray Cristobal, 30 leagues from Pajare de San Diego. San Diego Mountain later marked the location of the San Diego Crossing, and the gap south of it where the cutoff from the El Camino Real crossed the Rio Grande to its junction with Cook's Wagon Road. This junction was on the bluffs on the west bank overlooking the location where the Rio Grande made a great bend where it turned eastward before turning south again just above the San Diego Crossing. Cook's last camp before leaving the Rio Grande was located across the river from San Diego. Cook's camp at the junction was near the site of Camp Garland and still later Fort Thorne. Now, I've looked for Fort Thorne, looked for it on the maps and everything. I can't find it. I think it was overtaken by farmland over there. But it's on the west side, supposedly on the west side of the river. And then the river down this area, because of all the farmland, has been diverted and channeled and everything and moved quite a bit. Now, it's pretty natural to where it was originally going south from here. But going north, it's been diverted and everything. Then they got the lakes up there with the dams and everything. Anyway, that's pretty cool. I've rode this before, but I want to ride down the big arroyo, down closer to the river there. And now there's some railroad tracks going through there. I don't know how far I'll get, but I want to go down there and take a look and see what it's all about. Now, I've been all over the mountain before, and I've made some videos about it. There's some petroglyphs up there, and some really neat canyons and some mines and stuff to look at. Now let's saddle this mule, let these hounds out. Let's ride down there and take a look. Onward and upward. Well, nothing like getting an early start. Oh well, at least it's a start. Got to find a way to get down off these rims. I see a little 2-track road over there. Probably what I'll take. And then it's kind of hot now, so the snakes shouldn't be out, but this time of year is really bad for rattlesnakes. Seems like they're moving a lot right now. Keep an eye on the dogs. It's not supposed to get too hot today. It's supposed to get up to about 81 degrees. So for instance, yesterday it was 92 degrees, I believe. So shouldn't be too bad. And with all the rain we have had, I bet there's some little pools of water if I get up in that big canyon. We'll see. We'll see how Clyde does. We'll kind of test him out. Oh, there's a little old cow trail right there. That's better than a 2-track road. See how Clyde does in a little bit rougher country this time, instead of out there in those flats. He's a little bit boogery of me. He doesn't quite trust me yet. And I think that's all because of Ruth. Ruth is real skittish until you get a pack saddle on her. And then she's okay. But loose in the pen, she acts like I'm about to eat her alive every time I get in there. It's probably something I did. Matter of fact, I know it's something I did. Oh well. Look at that. Somebody got stuck here and just left it abandoned. Stolen and stripped, or just stuck and abandoned by illegal aliens? Who knows? But there's no license plate on it. Oh. Find those often out in this desert. Maybe stolen and just went for a joyride with it and then abandoned when they got it stuck. That's a pretty good hike out of here, though. Who knows for sure? I would imagine they came down from that way. The arroyo, we just came down when they were coming from the north. And probably that way when they were coming from the south. Back up this arroyo. See, and this goes on down and goes down to where the river used to be down there. And that's what they called the pajare or whatever. And I think that, I'll put the definition for that right here, but I think it means camp. And then that wagon road, can you imagine pulling those wagons down through here in that sand? But then that wagon road, cooks would come from the north, come down through here. Oh. Come down through here and then camp right there, or go across the river to that Fort Thorn and then head directly out towards the skyline, out through there, maybe weave around that mountain some. But we're going to ride right down that arroyo. Probably get down to the railroad tracks there. I think that's about as far as we can go. Dogs are already shading up. And then I think there's a trail or an old mining road that goes right up the side of that mountain. We'll see if we can take that. I want to test Clyde out a little bit in that rough country. I would imagine right here somewhere is where that camp was. Maybe on the other side of these little hills right here. Little road that goes up through here. We'll ride up to the top. I think we can turn left, and this mule's got a lot of energy. I'm going to take him up the side of that hill and see if I can take some of it out of him. He boogered at a rock sticking out of the sand back there. If he's going to be scared of rocks, we're going to have a lot of problems because there's a lot of rocks up there. But yeah, there's a farmer's house right there, and then the railroad tracks. And I imagine the river used to come down through here and bend and turn back right there, and then they diverted it. So let's go right up into that top spot where we can look over to the other side. I'd like to take some air out of this mule. Look at him. I don't think him and Bonnie have ever been worked real hard in a few years. They just got that kind of ADD where Agnes and Jet, man, you set them on a trail or an arroyo or whatever, they just went dun, 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 dun. They weren't distracted very much. But I also rode the snot out of them. Bonnie's getting better. This is only Clyde's third ride, so we'll see if he gets better. He's not bad. I mean, he just tried to booger at some things a few times. And if you don't know what I mean by booger, that means it gets scared of something. But I honestly believe a lot of that is an act. They've probably got away with it in the past where they didn't have to do something if they acted like they were scared of something. And then they didn't have to go wherever you were asking them to go or whatever. And that just comes from a novice rider, I think, riding them. That's my opinion. But I made him stand up on top of that rock a minute ago. Couldn't film it because I had my hands busy. Let's keep going. Look at that. Oh, they were trying to get through here. I wonder what that's all about right there. They just left it too. Maybe not worth pulling out. Ooh. Kind of rough spot, isn't it? Those dogs are investigating it. Should have been on a mule. Kind of washed out, but the road keeps going. Clyde wants to keep going, so let's go. Came up that crack right there. It's hot. Got to find some water for these dogs. Took a lot of the energy out of Clyde. But I tell you what, he's a goat now. He went up through some of those bad spots. I couldn't film it because I don't have a whole lot of trust in him now. And I need both my hands. But he did really, really good. Let him blow for a minute. Those dogs found some shade over there. We'll get up to the top up here, and then there's another. These are all worn out little mining roads, I think. I don't know what they mined up here. They mined something. There's another one up on top. We'll turn left, and there's a canyon, and there'll be water in that canyon. I'm almost 100% sure. And then we'll stop there and let the dogs water, let everything rest a little bit. And I can show you the petroglyphs over there. I think I'll run into those petroglyphs again. We'll see. I've showed them before on another video. And there's a big mine shaft. There's some more mine shafts. There's one right there. But there's some more, I think. We'll see. There it is. Mine shaft right there. I think that's the one I've been in before. Let's go have a look-see. Let's see, where can I tie this mule up at? If it's Agnes, I could just drop her and she'd stay. He might. He's pretty tired. Look at him. But I don't want to walk off this mountain. I don't trust him yet. I didn't bring my hobbles, or I'd just hobble him. There'll be something. I think there's a bush over there I can tie him to right there. Let's go look in this mine shaft right here. Got a good flashlight. This is one of those Olight flashlights. I got a discount code too. They're good suckers, let me tell you what. No rattlesnakes, guys, no rattlesnakes. No, no. Oh, no, look at that. Come on, get out of there. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like caves. I can't help it. I get so claustrophobic. I like the wide open spaces. Come on, here we go. Jack, come on. Whew. That's the top where we were looking from the bottom up. That's where they came out or went down or something. It's a lot of work digging all that out. Must be water up here somewhere because there's bugs everywhere. I think down in that big canyon, right over there. I hope. I would like to go to the top up there, but old Clyde's not in that good a shape. And I've put him through a lot already. He's doing really, really good. He had a few issues this morning, but we're going to go downhill now. There's no sense in putting him through that. He's not in that good a shape. So let's go find some water. I think I'll lead you down through here. Oh, there's no water. There was at one time. I had to. Oh. If you can go down through there, I'm sure you can, Clyde. You want to. It's pretty cool. I hope I can get out down through there. I think I can. I just don't want to... Oh, I'm going to go around and go up over the top. I don't want to get down something I can't get back out of. Used to be water here, and there's no water here now. Son of a gun. We'll go around because there's some more writings right up there I can show you. Graffiti. Indian graffiti. Before anybody says anything, I'm not standing on them. I'm standing on the edge. it's hot. Watch your step, Clyde. I wish there were some writings from like later times, like in the 1800s or even 1700s with the Spaniards when they came through here. Oh wow, look at that. Your wish is my command. I've never seen that before. He has a top hat on. Oh my gosh. There's a medicine man right there. I might have showed him before, but I don't remember. Part of my issues, my problems I had. One of these days I'll go into that. Not today though. Those dogs are fixing to jump a mountain lion up there. They've been trailing him for a little ways. Has to be really, really fresh, I think, because it's awfully hot. See if I can get out of here now. He watches my YouTube videos. They're up here looking for the petroglyphs. They're right around this bend, right up there.
Right around here, huh?
Yep. It was nice seeing those guys. I had ran into that one guy in the hospital, and he was in the or his wife was in the hospital at the same time I was. And I sent him waypoints to where the petroglyphs were. Some other petroglyphs, not these, but they watched the video, so they came up to see these too. Pretty cool running into people like that that are out here and enjoying themselves and using some of my content to find their way. It's cool. Look at that. Perfect. A mounting rock. Although that's what I like about Clyde. He's not as tall as Bonnie. He's easier to get on. All right, some concluders. It's a good mule. Had a few little quirks. We had a few disagreements. Just, he argued with me a couple times about which direction to go. That's a problem with mules. They think on their own sometimes. And they disagree with you. But it's the same old thing, you know. It's make the things you don't want them to do hard and the things you want them to do easy. And then pressure and release. You know, you give them pressure until they you know, volunteer, and then you release them. And then pretty soon they start hunting that release. They learn. And be fair. You got to be really, really fair. You know, that's the same thing with anything. You just got to make sure that you let them know what you want. And that you're going to make them do it. It's a good ride. We rode a long ways. I don't know how many miles. But that first stretch up the mountain, that was rough. One thing I know about Clyde, now he's a goat. Now he can go in some rough country. He steps through the rocks good, watches where he's going. Didn't make any mistakes that I recognized. Another good thing about him is you got to be careful. I've ran into animals before that won't lead. You get into a rough spot and they just settle up and they won't lead. He'll lead through the rough country where you don't feel comfortable riding, you know, or you want to get off and lead for some reason. He led through it just fine. So that was good. As far as what I seen, neat cave hole or mine shaft. I've seen it before. I don't like mine shafts. I think I found where that Cook's Wagon Road took off from and where they call it, Pajare or whatever that camp is. I imagine it's down there somewhere. I went ahead and went by the petroglyphs again. That was pretty cool. So yeah, it was a good day, guys. Thank you for watching. You know, do all that stuff they say to do on YouTube. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up, make a comment. Thanks, guys. Onward and upward, and God bless everyone. Thank everyone for the prayers. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. It really does. So be careful. I'm getting choked up here. That's a mule for you.